Hi, Mitch the Retired Pharmacist here to do another video on preventive health. I decided to do this video on my own preventive health journey that I started from April 2015 to present. The first thing I did was read two books by Dr. William Davis, Wheat Belly, and Dr. David Perlmutter, Grain Brain. After that, my preventive health journey was crystal clear. These two physicians explained the issues with American diets and the bad health issues that follow. After 1 year following their teachings, I lost 15 pounds, felt more alive, and was able to focus increasingly well. The fog brain that we all suffer from began to disappear. I decided to do laboratory tests to prove everything they claimed. Using LabCorp Corporation and walkinlab.com, I did my own A1C, fasting glucose level, and total cholesterol. I also took my own blood pressure at home. All my lab results came out excellent. No diabetes, no high blood pressure, and no high cholesterol. The scary fact is by the year 2030 to 2050, 1/3 of all Americans will be type 2 diabetic, causing us to spend more money on diabetes than on education. To prevent this, we need to switch to a wheat-free, low glycemic index food diet. Visceral fat is the fat that accumulates around our abdomen, which includes the liver, pancreas, stomach, spleen, and intestines, and is a sign that diabetes could be coming next. This visceral fat is caused by wheat and high glycemic index foods. These foods trigger high blood sugar levels. These constant high blood sugar levels cause high levels of insulin secretion, which eventually result in insulin resistance and then type 2 diabetes. The insulin secretions become less effective, leading to full-blown diabetes. This visceral fat I mentioned causes inflammation in the body, which leads to a whole host of autoimmune diseases and cancers. I am now going to give you an eye-opening question. If you had a Snickers bar, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 slices of bread, and a banana, which one has the highest glycemic index? The unbelievable answer is the bread. That's right, the bread, with a 71 out of 100. And that's why you love bread so much. Everybody does. 2 teaspoons of table sugar has got a 68 out of 100. A banana is a 62 out of 100. And a Snickers bar is only 51 out of 100. That's because it's a monosaccharide and not a polysaccharide. The next subject we need to discuss is the psychological factor of wheat products and high glycemic index foods on our brain chemistry. In October of 1978, Dr. Christine Zudrow of the National Institute of Mental Health, Bethesda, Maryland, proved that wheat products break down in the bloodstream and penetrate the blood-brain barrier to bond to the same pleasure receptor sites that opiates like morphine bind to. That's right, I said it's comparing it to opiates. What this means is we actually get high from certain foods like wheat products. She proved this experiment using rats. She gave the rats naloxone, which is a blocker, to block the opiate receptors in the brain. Then tried to feed the rats wheat bread. The rats refused to eat the bread, and that is the power of this brain chemistry. And it makes us realize why we are somewhat addicted to these types of foods, and why we're always craving more of them in a short period of time after we eat them. The other epidemic problem that high gluten and wheat-based products causes is celiac disease. This disease appears to be affecting more and more Americans every year. The modification of wheat, gluten, and the increased level of it has led to an increase in celiac disease. The bread 2,000 years ago had a 14 chromosome makeup versus the bread of today, which has a 42 chromosome makeup. This disease causes inflammation in the small intestine and poor nutrient absorption. Celiac disease causes cramping, diarrhea, undigested foods, vitamin B12, D, E, K, folic acid, and zinc deficiencies with inflammation. All of these nutrients are needed to prevent autoimmune diseases. The next important concern is what diseases high glycemic wheat bread products and sugars cause over the decades in our life. The main detrimental diseases are high blood pressure with cardiac involvement or damage, kidney disease, retinal eye disease, nerve damage in the legs, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, autoimmune diseases, and cancers. The excess sugar in your bloodstream can slowly, over decades, destroy these nerve cells, which leads to non-reversible diseases like peripheral neuropathy or death to the nerves in the legs. This chemical reaction is the body is called advanced glycation end product, or AGEs. Ask yourself the question, why are you always in pain, especially in the legs? Is it your back, the discs, and your fourth and fifth lumbar vertebrae, or is it peripheral neuropathy? It's hard to distinguish. They're both painful. The excess sugar in your bloodstream can slowly, over decades, destroy nerve cells. If what I am saying to you seems somewhat unbelievable, ask yourself what your 200,000-year-old ancestors ate. They did not eat bread. Bread and wheat has only been around since civilization, or 10,000 years. Your ancestors ate mostly meat, fish, nuts, plants, and seasonal fruit via hunting and gathering. I totally believe in God, but also believe in evolution. If we evolved from primitive man, our bodies cannot adapt fast enough to modern modified foods. The modern American diet is 70% carbs, 20% protein, and 10% fats. The Paleolithic man ate 5% carbohydrates, 20% protein, and 75% saturated fats. That's right, 75% saturated fats. Our modern bodies are 30% normal weight, 40% overweight, and 30% obese or morbid obese. Paleolithic man was muscular, toned, and had very little overweight men existed. If you do not eat high glycemic index foods, the liver, which is the main organ that works on these foods, is able to metabolize the saturated fats and proteins without cholesterol. Without high inflammatory cholesterol production. By looking at weight loss and health from a chemical point of view, the road to success is clear. This is all I have for today, and thank you for listening all the way through. I hope this will enlighten you on your journey to a healthier future. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Mitch the Retired Pharmacist, signing out.